Welcome to our channel, where we explore the fascinating aspects of history that often go unnoticed. In today's video, we'll journey back to the Middle Ages, a time when poor eyesight was a common yet challenging condition. Without the modern conveniences of glasses, contact lenses, or corrective surgery, how did people of that era manage to see the world around them? From ingenious inventions to creative adaptations, let's dive into the methods our ancestors used to cope with vision problems and how these solutions laid the foundation for the advanced vision aids we use today. Stay with us as we unravel the story of medieval vision. The understanding of vision has a long history, tracing back to ancient Greece. Philosophers like Pythagoras and Euclid pondered the nature of sight, laying the groundwork for future generations. They theorized that vision involved rays emitted from the eyes or objects reflecting light into the eyes. These early theories might seem simplistic today, but they were crucial in developing more sophisticated understandings of optics. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, where scholars in Europe and the Islamic world continued this intellectual tradition. In the Islamic Golden Age, Al-Hazm, also known as Ibn al-Haytham, made groundbreaking contributions to the field of optics. He was the first to explain that vision occurs when light reflects off an object and enters the eye, challenging the earlier Greek theories. His work greatly influenced medieval European scholars, including Roger Bacon, who furthered the study of optics in the West. These early explorations of how sight works were more than just academic exercises, they were the first steps toward developing tools to assist those with poor vision. Without a fundamental understanding of how we see, the solutions that followed would never have been possible. As literacy spread in the Middle Ages, particularly among monks and scholars, the need for visual aids became more pressing. Manuscripts were meticulously hand-copied in scriptoriums, and the ability to read fine script was crucial. However, as people aged, their eyesight often deteriorated, making it difficult to perform this work. One of the earliest and most ingenious solutions was the reading stone. This simple device was a convex lens made from polished quartz or beryl, placed directly on the page to magnify the text. These stones were not easy to come by, they required skilled craftsmen to carefully shape and polish the crystal to create a clear lens. The result was a tool that could magnify text by about 1.5 to 2 times, significantly aiding those with presbyopia, a condition where the eye loses its ability to focus on close objects. Reading stones became invaluable in monasteries and among the educated elite. They allowed scholars to continue their work well into their later years, preserving knowledge and contributing to the intellectual life of the period. The simplicity and effectiveness of the reading stone make it one of the most important early vision aids in history. Monasteries were the epicenters of learning and knowledge preservation in the Middle Ages. Monks spent countless hours in scriptoriums, copying texts by hand. This work was vital for the continuation of religious and scientific knowledge, but it also demanded keen eyesight. For monks with poor vision, reading stones became essential tools. Yet, not all monks had access to these stones, and those who didn't often had to rely on memory, larger text, or even dictation to complete their work. However, some monasteries became hotbeds of innovation, particularly in the creation of vision aids. Inspired by the reading stone, some monks began experimenting with more advanced tools. The result of these experiments was the early development of spectacles, a revolutionary leap in vision correction. The first spectacles were rudimentary, 2 small convex lenses fitted into a frame made of bone, leather, or metal. These early spectacles didn't have arms to rest on the ears, instead, they had to be held up to the eyes or balanced on the nose. Despite their limitations, these spectacles were a significant improvement over reading stones, allowing for hands-free reading and writing. The creation of spectacles marked a turning point in the history of vision correction, making it possible for more people to continue their work and studies despite declining eyesight. As the usefulness of spectacles became apparent, their popularity began to spread across Europe. Initially, spectacles were luxury items, available only to the wealthy and educated. These early adopters included scholars, merchants, and nobles who could afford to commission these handcrafted items. The design of spectacles gradually improved, with the frames becoming more comfortable and durable. The materials used for the frames also evolved, with craftsmen experimenting with different metals, wood, and even horn. The glass lenses were refined to improve clarity and reduce distortion, making spectacles more effective for a wider range of vision problems. Spectacles were not just functional, they also became a symbol of status and intellect. Owning a pair of spectacles indicated that one was educated and literate, qualities highly prized in medieval society. This association with intelligence and learning helped to drive the demand for spectacles, leading to the establishment of specialized craftsmen who focused solely on creating these valuable items. By the late Middle Ages, spectacles had become more accessible, though they remained a significant investment for most people. The spread of spectacles marked a major advancement in the history of vision aids, setting the stage for the more sophisticated eyewear that would follow in the centuries to come. While spectacles were a game-changer for those who could afford them, the vast majority of medieval people had to find other ways to cope with poor eyesight. For peasants and laborers, whose work was primarily physical, poor vision was a challenge that had to be managed without the aid of spectacles or reading stones. These individuals often relied on other senses, such as touch and hearing, to compensate for their lack of clear vision. For example, craftsmen who had learned their trade by feel and muscle memory could continue their work even as their eyesight declined. Tasks that required close, detailed work were often passed on to younger family members with better vision. In the absence of written records, oral tradition played a crucial role in preserving knowledge. Elders who could no longer read due to poor eyesight would pass down their wisdom through stories and verbal instructions. This reliance on oral communication helped to maintain the continuity of skills and knowledge within communities, even when written records were not accessible. In essence, medieval society found ways to adapt to the limitations imposed by poor eyesight. These adaptations, whether through the use of simple tools like reading stones or through the development of alternative coping strategies, reveal the resilience and ingenuity of people in the past. From the humble reading stone to the invention of spectacles, the Middle Ages were a pivotal time in the history of vision correction. The innovations of this period laid the foundation for the advanced eyewear we use today, allowing countless individuals to continue their work and enjoy the world around them. As we look back on these remarkable achievements, we're reminded of the enduring human drive to overcome challenges and improve our lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating insights into the past.